Greetings everyone. Today is a tutorial a little different from my other stuff. It's to show you how to use Delver in its edit mode, which is not always obvious because there's not that many tutorials except for Chad Cuddigan and a few modding tutorials, but I want to show you an updated version. I really don't have that many games on here. I gotta find it. Could have found it anyway, but alright. Manage, browse local files. I have a world in here, but for the sake of, I just want to use DelvEdit. DelvEdit right here is the file and it shows the game, but I'm gonna click on it like that. I can expand the size if I don't want it to be this big, but we need to start from the basics. If you spawn in the game right here, nothing's really gonna happen. And you're just a floating screen. By the way, I need to full screen all this. If I can full screen. No, I don't think I can full screen. It's a shame. If you want it to expand the ground, the most important aspect right here is we're going to create a level, and this will be a step-by-step on how to do that. Click the mouse to bring it along the certain angles, whatnot, but we can expand this over time. If I want to expand it 4 circles like this, you press enter, it's gonna show it like this now. But if we press enter again, it'll add this part right here. So now we have an open space. Pretty cool. If we want to make the ceiling taller, we can highlight everything in here. Increase it like that. Now we got a much larger ceiling. You could also mess around with the sizes of the building. We could keep this bit shorter. Say I don't want this square right here, just press delete and it gets rid of it. And now it's gone when you go in this view. If we want to paint areas different colors, like for example, by the way, I have a bunch of mods that I'm using, so most likely a bunch of textures will show up that isn't in the previous game. I should do another tutorial in the future though, explaining a lot of these aspects of how you can mod, but this one is just focused on the general basic mechanics. If I want to choose this one, okay, maybe that wasn't a great example, but I could highlight all of this and it'll turn the floors into that. So that can be a little confusing. There's the ceiling as well. So you're starting to get the point. Whatever you highlight, you press enter, it will either fill that space in or simultaneously use these textures that you implemented. I don't really like these textures though. I just wanted to use them as an example. Alright, to be honest, I'm still learning myself. I'm not totally sure what the upper and lower walls difference are. I just want to be honest about that. But now let's add a torch because you spawn in here. It's gonna be pretty dark, but you can actually see stuff now, which is it's a great sign. But we want genuine actual light. Not really much happening, right? So if we want actual light source, there's a few ways you can do this. Entity is like anything that isn't a cube or any sort of, it's something that's either a mesh, a model, has animations, does a function, something like that. Basic, place entity, place prefab are exactly the same. It's just that place entity has basic, which is everything but simplified version. Light, I believe that just adds like a light. Yeah, it's not a torch, it's just a like light source. We can edit the color of the light source if we want it red. Okay. So now we have a red light. Looks kind of ominous. You want to get rid of it, remove entity, and that's all you have to do. Place entity, lights, torch. Lights, if I have a torch right here, it's gonna place a torch on the wall. It even has a sound effect, burning sound effect right there. And if you can't find things, that's totally okay. Eventually you will figure out everything in here. Doors, hidden door. So I'm just grabbing my mouse. These are a bunch of its properties. Takes key, that means that to open it, you need a key to open it. This one gets stuck open, like it won't close, is locked. Door, invert open. I think that's like if it's the other way around. Door type trap door. Oh, I see. So it shows you how it'll rotate. Slide up. Pretty basic stuff, not worded in intricate language. Door state, open, closing, stuck. Speed, that's how fast the animation is. But I just want to show you just a playthrough. Cool. My keybind is O. I don't know if it's the same for other people. And to escape, obviously, is just, you know, escape. There's no menu, anything like that. Alright, cool. So now that we got the basics down, we got a room, all that shit. Let's get a little more creative right here. Because everything doesn't go in any sort of ordered motion, you have to kind of invent shit using the by box stuff, you know. If we want to make the ceiling slanted or some shit, you do that. I could hire it like this. Do that with the ground. Makes it look a little weird, but how to get authentic steps. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And we go over here. Now we got another room. It's nice that the character has its own ambient, so you're not in complete pitch black. I want to add an enemy. So place entity, NPCs, monsters. Okay, so place marker is a little bit different, but it's essentially the same thing. This one is more randomized. Instead of there being a set or sprite that's predetermined or a certain file, this one randomizes it a bit based on what's in the folder. Place marker, for example, you could place a door, but the difference with this one is like, for example, I go over here, but it doesn't have the same properties because it doesn't have any states enabled. Like, you can't open it, you can't interact with it. Apparently you can break it. But this one's a lot more, you can like use it and all that. So I, just for the sakes of like simplicity, I try to just use the regular ones. Remove marker. There we go. If we want to place a monster, it'll be a random variant of a monster on the level's theme. So I'm pretty sure, set theme. Okay, we're in the dungeon theme. So it's just going to be an enemy from the dungeon. So we have this guy right here. Cool. And he dropped an apple. Remove marker if we don't want him. In this one, however, there's a lot more control over the specific enemy you want to place, and it also shows me it. I'm not sure if this is because it's modded or not, but I can definitely give you a list of all the mods that I own. It's all just on the workshop right here. And then you can look him up, just download him. Your favorites. I don't have any favorites apparently. Anyway. But yeah, it'll show you the exact one, damage, all that stuff. Speed. You could change their health. Yeah, there's a lot of properties to this guy. And even if I wanted to, like I could change his like animation, but that's probably not a good idea because then shit gets all weird. And then you're just gonna have like a floating decal, whatever it is you have in here. So I wouldn't exactly recommend doing that. And it also disappears because it doesn't know how to interact. I think it deleted it. Yeah, it did. Cool. Last few things I want to show you is water. Water is interesting because it doesn't act like a regular fluid or regular block. Or I thought it didn't anyway. It's weird. Okay, cool. So you can see how it floats and all that shit, right? What's interesting is the lava itself is actually the texture, and you can't see below it because it goes slightly above that point right there. And same with the water, but the water doesn't like kill you or anything. And so if we drag that down, it's gonna look like a pit of water, whatnot. Give it a authentic look to it. Cool. And if you drag the water up, it's actually just gonna create this waterfall right here. You can even change the size of it, but that's how you get the waterfall effect. And the same goes for the lava too, but that might be a little complicated. There's other things that I could do as well. Place marker. I could place loot there. Did he even place the loot? No, it didn't. That's weird. Place. Okay, there we go. I guess I didn't. Apparently it spawned that outside of the map, so that's weird. Loot is like a random item. So if you want to actually place an entity, you place a very specific thing. A loot is just like a random item. So it was a potion, it was a mace, that was a helmet. So it's everything within inside of the vanilla. Player start, stairs up, stairs down. I think that goes to like the next level. So if you have two different levels, it'll like transport your character. Like I said, I have a lot of different things because there's a lot of different files. So it might be a little different. To make this pillar seen, I would just got a giant floating pillar. Maybe we want a chair or something like that. So we go to furniture, I believe. Decorations, furniture. Bed, bookshelf, chair, table. Alright. We can move the meshes or decals and all that stuff around. R to rotate, we can make it rotated like this. Makes it look more authentic. You can also center it as well. Move to oh god. I moved it to the ceiling. That's why it's all the way up there. Move to floor. Yes. It's still good to learn. And then center to tile, like the closest tile that it's at. It centers it. Place entity, projectiles, decorations, doors, breakables. Could do a barrel right there if I wanted to. It's a cute little chair right there. But I think you're starting to get the point. There's so many things you can do with this. There's so many little layers of ambience. Like I'm not even sure that like those vines, I don't think that was there. And now they're not there anymore. There's vines right here as well. So there's a lot of random generation. Oh, okay. I think it's showing a little bit of the side right there, but that's fine. You could just move that up if you're not satisfied with it. So I think you're kind of getting the point. You could make this map huge if you wanted to, but all I really want to do is just, if we go to level, resize level, I think this is a bit small, so I can make it 50 by 50, right? And then it just centers it at the middle of the map, and now we have a much larger level. I could actually even import a level if I wanted to. Generate room. So it just generated a room, and there's a bunch of different markers right here. And I think that got rid of the stuff that I saved, but that's alright.
I heard something.
Oh shit. Alright. Well, anyway, I think you get the point. Pretty small map, but it's straightforward. You got an enemy, you got some torches, you got a pot right there, you got another breakable, and then they just expand into oblivion. And I think I can undo. I've recently done another file. I kind of want to, yeah, this one. I worked pretty hard on this one. I actually lost some progress that I did. This one I actually put some work into it. But there's some glitch going on in it as well. Like there's a light there. There's no light sources. I don't know how to get rid of it. So I'm still learning stuff too. Don't worry about it. I totally get editing. I mean, this little well right here as well. It's a little off center. This is the first one I ever made though. It even changes the sound. That's really cool. Alright, so I want to save this level, so save as, file, save. I'm literally just going to name it Connor's level. And I don't recommend you do spaces, Connor's level. If I go to my local files, Connor's level.bin, so there's my level right there. Whatever you're editing, don't open the files themselves because they don't work by themselves. You have to open it through the DelvEdit, which is the thing that'll allow you to actually edit your levels. And so I click it like this and it brings it back up. That's about it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, whatever, just let me know. And I'll definitely do another tutorial if you guys want, because it seems like nobody's really making stuff on this game, but a lot of people actually seem to be playing it. I actually even had one of the developers of this game comment on my videos, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.